Alright, today we're going to be doing some foil people sculptures. Here is an example I made a really long time ago. It was based on a photograph of Muhammad Ali in a fight. It is a little dusty because it is pretty old. But I want you to see how I have the figures interacting. I even added a little bit of tape. Here's another one. So two people together, one's lifting the other up. And then my last one is people running like in a marathon, and then one person fell on the ground. So this one is also super old. Sorry it's so dusty. And the foil is a little bit loose. It's made a move from two different classrooms. But you can see I have figures interacting with another in a scene. So it's pretty easy to make foil people. You're just going to get a foil sheet. I have the box of just foil sheets, or you can just cut a square rectangle shape out of a piece of aluminum foil. And then I'm going to have it long ways, or a hot dog. And then I'm going to cut the top into thirds, about a third down the way. This is going to end up being my arms and my head. Then at the bottom, I'm going to cut it into half, about a third the way up. These are going to be my legs. So it kind of looks like a big W. So make sure you don't cut it too far up. But if you do, no big deal. Just get another piece of foil. Then I'm going to slowly start scrunching, very slowly. I'm keeping a lot of air in the foil. And you can kind of see how the form is coming together. So my arms, my head, and my legs. And it's up to you how much you want to crunch. If you want a more loose looking figure, then don't crunch it as much. If you want a more tight looking figure, then keep crunching. So once I get it to about this, that's when I start thinking about the pose. Because the more you crunch it, then also kind of the less flexible it gets. So I like to keep it a little bit loose, get it into the pose, and then like crunch it even more. So crunch, crunch, crunch. It's very satisfying. And then you could see I have my head, my arms, and my legs. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And then I'm going to put this one in a yoga pose. So I'm starting to kind of think about that as I go. And then it doesn't really matter if your legs are a little too long, your arms are a little bit too long. We're just trying to capture that overall gesture. So remember, line of action. So we're just trying to capture the feel of that pose. And then I'm just folding up to make little feet. And then for you guys, I'd like you to create a little scene. So possibly 2, maybe even 3 figures. You can use cardboard to create a base. You can paint it black, or you can leave it just the cardboard. But you can create whatever you want to display your figure, but I do want a scene that shows some emotion, has some interaction. I've also done a series of these of little yoga poses that you can look at in class. And then there we go. And then I just kind of refine it, keep squishing. But like I said, if you like the foil looking a little bit looser, you can always leave it a little bit looser than how I do it. So you just want to capture that overall gesture of whatever pose you're doing. So I'd recommend looking at some images of people in motion, sports, dance, anything like that. All right. I forgot the name of this pose, or I would tell you. And there we go. So again, I get a cardboard base. Here's another one I made. And then you could just cut out a piece and paint it black, then use some hot glue to glue them on there. Or I've seen some people create more elaborate scenes. I've seen someone make someone fishing that made like a little stoop and use some fishing line. So get creative with this. These are pretty fun and easy to make. And then here was my final one. That was probably one of the favorite ones I made. So good job. I can't wait to see what you do.